Okay, I did my capstone over teen driving and the dangers involved with teen driving, and as well as solutions that can potentially decrease the number of fatalities and injuries involved each year. Okay, first off, I chose teen driving because it takes an average of 5,000 lives every year. And I believe teen driving, while there is no easy fix to it, I believe that it's something that needs to be looked at due to the amount of lives it takes each year, and also due to the number of young lives it takes each year that are innocent and that should still be here with us today. I also find teen driving to be easy to relate to. As a teen myself, I understand the dangers involved with teen driving, and that there needs to be a solution looked at to potentially help reduce the number of risk involved. Okay, here are some statistics about teen driving. Driving results in about 30% of deaths for young children to teens. A teen is 3 times more likely to cause a fatal crash than an adult. 11% of crashes are due to teens. 46,000 people die from driving every year, all ages. And driving is the number 1 cause of death for teen. Looking at these statistics, you can just see how much of a problem teen driving is, and that while it has decreased over the years, that there is still a solution that needs to be put in place to put a heavy dent on the number of fatalities and risks involved. Especially looking at the second statistic, a teen is 3 times more likely to cause a fatal crash than an adult. This is something that needs to be looked at because we should not have people on the road that are 3 times more deadly than other drivers and are putting not only themselves at risk, but also all drivers on the road at risk. Okay. And then what makes teen driving so dangerous? The first one is an undeveloped prefrontal cortex. And the prefrontal cortex is the part of the brain that is responsible for your decision making and your judgment. And whenever the U.S. has a very young driving age at 16, where the prefrontal cortex is not as developed as it might be if an 18-year-old was driving, and it leads to poor judgment and bad decision making on the road, leading to crashes and potentially injuries and fatalities. Also, lack of experience. Teen drivers, while they do have to have a year with their permit, they are often very unexperienced when they do get on the road, which leads to them making poor decisions. They just don't know the right decisions to make due to their lack of experience, and in poor conditions such as nighttime or during the rain, they are unaware of how to drive in those conditions, leading to them making poor decisions leading to crashes. Ignoring safety precautions. Teens are notorious for not wearing their seatbelt, speeding, eating. All of these safety precautions that are put into place to help teens, they're often ignored by teens, leading to them being distracted behind the wheel and maybe not noticing other cars on the road, which leads to them crashing and potentially causing a serious injury or is a fatality. And then distractions, which kind of goes along with ignoring safety precautions. Teens are obviously very hooked to their phone, and this is a big distraction that causes them to look away from the road, leading them to get their eyes off the road, which then in turn causes them to potentially hit another car or hit a pedestrian or a cyclist, leading to serious injuries. And then young driving age. The U.S., again, has one of the youngest driving ages at 16, which is, while most teens think it's a good thing, but is actually very hurtful, is teens are not ready to drive at 16 due to their lack of brain development, poor judgments, and many other factors. Some potential solutions to make teen driving safer to hopefully reduce the risk and eliminate some of the fatalities and injuries is to raise the driving age. By doing this, it will allow the teens to have more time for their brain to develop to help them make better choices on the road by allowing them to have better judgment and just overall make wiser decisions. And also, another potential solution is to put more restricted driving laws. Restricted driving laws are eliminating teens to drive past certain hours, so at nighttime, and also it eliminates them to have more than two or more teens in the car with them to help eliminate those distractions on the road. And lastly, the last potential solution is increase the amount of time you have your permit. This would be beneficial as it would allow the teens to gain more experience with their parents before getting onto the road and driving with by themselves, which would hopefully allow them to gain some of that judgment from their parents and allow them to make much more wiser decisions on the road.